Hey guys, I'm Candace Scalese. I am the morning and noon anchor here at CBS 21 News. We're located in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And excuse me, this is our control room, so you can see all the live shots behind us that aren't up yet. We're getting ready for our noon newscast. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some crazy stories that we're following today. It's November 22nd. Just to give you an idea of where we are, this is a little map I have. So we are right here. This is called Central PA. We've got Cumberland County, Harrisburg, and all that stuff. So we've been watching a lot of snow coming down, the first snow of the season, but it's not a ton where we are. A lot of it's up north. So one of our managers actually shot this out of her apartment complex this morning. So we're seeing some flurries. A lot of people who love snow are like, yes, finally. I mean, Thanksgiving's next week. Okay. So people are ready for the colder weather. And Steve Knight, our meteorologist in the morning and noon, he was talking all this morning about the snow. And Steve, we sent a reporter north to Schuylkill County where it was coming down.
Yeah, in a major way. So for most of us here in Central PA, Candace, as you know, first flakes of the season, right? Everybody gets
Yeah.
excited because, we were having our first snowfall. So, it's exciting. Overall, the impacts here locally for us are fairly minimal. But, going through the day today, anytime you're talking about snow, you do have to talk about some travel impacts.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be fairly minimal through the day today. What we're basically talking about is the idea that it's just going to be wet out there on the roadways. Talking about snow and rain showers. Now, as temperatures kind of warm through the day, a lot of this is going to turn over to just plain old rain. And I think this is going to last till about 8 p.m. this evening. Best shot for accumulation is going to be some of those higher elevations, some of the grassier surfaces. Like you said, Candace, we sent one of our reporters this morning up to Schuylkill County, which is like 1,500 feet of elevation. Just to give you an idea, Harrisburg is about 300 feet of elevation. So once you got up at some of those higher ridge tops, they had some pretty good snow. But I want to show you this, Candace. These are the watches and warnings. And, you were showing us the map of our coverage area here in Central PA. Well, these watches and warnings from the National Weather Service, they're basically all around us. So for us here in Central PA, we're not under any advisories or warnings. But other spots, as we know, through Pennsylvania, are getting big-time snow up through the Poconos. They're even saying, do you see the pictures that we got in from the Poconos at all, Candace?
Yes. And it's like, what, a foot of snow?
Yeah. Like a foot of snow. Obviously, Poconos, the Pocono Mountains. Mountains are a different story than us here in Central PA. But that's a recent look at our radar here. So you look at that, the blue indicates snow. It's like if you look at that, you go, oh my gosh, it's a blizzard everywhere.
But it's not, right?
It's not, yeah. Here in Central PA, our temperatures are like, 34, 35, 36 degrees out. So a little bit of remember seventh grade science class, Candace, when they taught you about how 32 degrees is the freezing mark?
Yeah. And we were all like, why isn't it zero?
Yeah. Yeah. But this is some seventh grade science here. If it's snowing, but it's 36 degrees outside, you're not building any snowmen. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a bummer. It's cool to get our first snow of the season, but in terms of all the kids went off to school today, everybody's staying at work.
Well, they don't really have snow days anymore either because we have virtual learning. It's like used to when the snow would fall, you get so excited, and now it's like womp womp. I got to learn online.
Yeah, but you know what though? Even in this new era, I would say that if I was a kid in 2024, I'd still rather stay home and learn online than actually have to get up and go through the routine and go to school. Yeah. My boys graduated from high school. They went through COVID at high school, so they had plenty of at-home learning days. I think the at-home learning lasted about a grand total of an hour and a half.
I was going to say like a few hours a day, and then I'm bored kind of thing.
Check in with the class. Teacher tells you to read this. We're going to cover that on Monday. Have a nice weekend. So at any rate, yeah, it's exciting. We got our first flakes of the year, but overall impacts are pretty minimal for us. And that's a really good look there where you can see that roadways here, for the most part, just wet. But
which is good. We need that for our roadways because everybody's going to be running errands today. I'm going to Costco after the newscast today. I've got to get stuff for Thanksgiving for my family. So I'm actually glad that it's not terrible conditions for us, but we still saw a little bit of snow. So
yeah, it's a big weekend, right? This is the last weekend we have before the holiday next week. We got places to go, people to see. We got errands to run. So road surfaces are going to be okay all weekend.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Steve. I want to move on to some other Bye. I want to move on to some other really interesting information. So we got this crazy story today. We got our hands on something called a police affidavit. It's basically the crime report. So we get this into our newsroom and we start reading over it. And it involves this 44-year-old who's accused. His name is John Tasvoli. Okay, he's from Harrisburg. He's 44 years old. Apparently, he was speaking to who he thought was a 14-year-old online for quite some time, from like April until August. Now, this was last year. He's just now being charged because police just found the video online of him being confronted. The person in this video who you're going to hear from is apparently this guy who was chatting with the 44-year-old. And the guy recording the video was pretending to be a 14-year-old girl. So he goes up into a parking lot, confronts this guy. We got our hands on the video. I want to show it to you real quick.
Nothing?
You don't want to tell me who you're here to meet?
I'm not here to meet anybody.
You're not here to meet anybody. Are you sure about that?
Yeah?
Name's John, right?
No, Joe.
Huh?
No, Joe.
Well, I have all these messages that you sent to this 14-year-old girl that you showed up here to meet. And I just got your license plate when I walked behind you. So my best bet is for you to explain yourself of why you came here to meet this.
Okay, so basically this guy goes up. He's been texting with the man you see on your screen. This is all according to some police documents we got. And he's like, hey, remember that 14-year-old you were texting and trying to meet up with? That's actually me, and I'm confronting you and catching you on video. It goes on for about 10 minutes here. So now he is facing charges, and he's facing a lot of charges basically about trying to meet a young person, a minor, online. So that's a crazy story we're following. There's also another story about some people egging properties. We're talking about police. I think it's the police department. Let me check with that. Yeah, government building, the mayor's office, and then the city police department surveillance cameras caught it on camera. So you can see these people here dressed in black. This is the best photo we have right now. They could have other ones. Apparently, police have already interviewed people that are tied to this crime. To me, it brings me back to like high school pranks. So I don't know how intentional this was. We don't know what's behind this, why people decided to egg the mayor's office and police cars, but that's something that's trending online for us. This all happened last week. So it happened on November 11th, and this is in Lebanon City. So if you're familiar with that area, that's where that's going on. So that's being investigated. Just something we really ended up talking about in the newsroom because it's like, just a little bizarre, right? And then there's another story. I know Wicked, everybody's talking about it, right? The show dropped last night for everyone who wanted to see it in person quickly. A lot of folks are going to be heading to see it in theaters, a lot of talk about it, but something that you cannot do in the theater for Wicked is sing. AMC has said, hey, if you're going to go and watch Wicked in an AMC theater, please don't sing along. It's a musical. People want to enjoy it. Now, they did say if you do want to sing along, then just go on Christmas. There's going to be a sing-along version. But this is making the rounds too, because a lot of people feel different ways about this. Do I want to go to a theater and hear everybody singing? Not necessarily. However, have you ever been in a movie theater where everybody gasps at the same time or everybody claps at the same time or like there's a round of applause at the end? I love that. Because I feel like you're part of something. You're all enjoying it together. You're on this journey together. And I'm also thinking like sing-alongs in movie theaters. It brings me back to the Taylor Swift Eras tour that aired in theaters, and people were literally like having concerts right in the theater. So love it or hate it, AMC is apparently posting these signs up in theaters saying, if you're going to see the show, no singing, go to the sing-along show instead. So it's going to be interesting, but people say it's really good. So if you want to check it out, that's in theaters now. So that's a quick recap of some things that we're following here. I'm going to go jump on the news in 20 minutes. We have a lot going on for our noon show. And then we have our director behind me here in the control center that's getting everything ready. So thanks for joining us. Stay tuned with CBS News on YouTube. We're going to keep informing you about some of the crazy stories that we're following and also stories to make sure that you're safe if we have anything that you need to know about. Thanksgiving is happening next week. So I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, a happy holiday, and we'll check back in with you next time. You can head to cbs21.com for all those stories we talked about today. Bye.